very soon, actually, you'll have a group up here doing a radio play. It's going to be lots of fun.
Right now, I would like to take this opportunity. May I, Len? Here's one of the guys that makes this whole thing stick together. You know, it's fun on the outside, but inside there's a lot of work. Sounds like most everything in life. And here's our guy who takes care of the inside. He is our executive director of Barhof, Bay Area Radio Museum, and everything that we do here, the Hall of Fame, all of it. Len Shapiro, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, welcome to the unveiling of the 18th class of the Bay Area Radio Hall of Fame, Barhof. And today we're going to honor 15 inductees plus a legendary Station of the Year, which will be up a little bit later. Barhof inductees were chosen by the living members of the Bay Area Radio Hall of Fame and the paid-up members of CHRS. The other positions of management, executive, and legends are chosen by the board of directors of the Bay Area Radio Hall of Fame. So also, we'd like to say that all the Hall of Famers to come in front here after the presentation. We're going to take a picture of all the Hall of Famers that are present. And now let's celebrate the best of the Bay Area radio stars. Here is Ben Fong-Torres, Barhof 2010, and Lissa Kreisler 2015.
Shake, rattle, and roll.
Sit on down and enjoy.
And thanks again to Don Neely and his incredible orchestra.
Woo! And look at these mics.
Yeah.
I'm a little too short for this one, but wow.
I can.
Wow. Can we lower that? Okay. Well, I don't need that low.
There we go.
Oh my God. Well, hi everybody. This is a big deal. This is a big deal. I remember when I got my name put out there. What year was that? 2016?
I have no idea.
I think it was 15? 2000? That old? Okay.
8 years ago.
But I was at a surprise party for me, a birthday party. It was one of those birthdays that ends in the zeros. You got a big group out there. And I remember my very best friend Janice Wright called me from New York because she got in the call from Stan Bunger in Alameda to announce that I was inducted. And it's a big deal.
It is. And it's going to be a big deal for about 15 new names.
We might hear the screaming if we listen.
Old people, new names. So
Should we do this?
you know, we were hoping to have some clever blurbs about each incoming inductees, but our writers are still on strike. So we'll have to wait till next year for the cleverness.
And the actors are on strike too, but we're not.
All
We're
right,
good.
you wanna kick it off?
Yeah. This is program host number 1. Oh, and I know this woman, and she so deserves this. Sylvia Chacon. Oh my goodness, let me say that name again. Sylvia Chacon, I hope you're listening. You know, she came out of Hayward Sunset High and Cal State East Bay. She's a local gal. Jumped straight into radio, entertaining Bay Area listeners on KFRC, KSFO, KYAFM, Star 101.3, 98.1, The Breeze for 4 decades, and I think she was even on my station, K-Bay, filling in every now and then. Sylvia Chacon, congratulations.
Yeah. No relation to Rigo, I don't think. All right. Thank you, Len, for the second program host coming into the Hall of Fame. It will be TGIF, Jack Friday.
Woo!
Jack was one of the fabled 610 men from KFRC's greatest years as the Big 610. Jack also rode Bay Area Airways at KBLX, KOIT, K101, KYUU, and KFRC's later oldies iteration. Congratulations to Jack Friday.
Yep, he's a big deal for sure. This gal is a big deal, and I'm so honored that I get to say her name because she's a friend of mine, and she's from the South Bay. And we in the South Bay get so excited when we get represented because, you know, San Franciscans forget about us sometimes. But this gal's name is Kim Vestal, and I know you can hear her screaming right now. She's jumping for joy. She currently helps the Bay Area get home each afternoon with her traffic reports on the 8s, right? On the 8s, every 10 minutes on KCBS. She has been for 4 decades. She was in the South Bay with Kara, Everybody, get your buns out of bed, Kim, and K-Bay Radio. So, Kim Vestal, I am so excited to say your name today. Congratulations.
That's great. Good news. No truth to the rumor that Kim is at her 70th birthday party right now. No, that's not true. All right. In the newscaster category, the incoming inductee is Bob Butler. Bob was not only one of the greatest news reporters in Bay Area radio history, but he also served as president of the National Association of Black Journalists and as one of the foundational reporters with the Chauncey Bailey Project. He recently concluded his stellar 40-year career with KCBS. Congratulations, Bob Butler.
Okay, we've got our sportscaster now, and I've always wanted to say this man's name. Monty Moore. Monty Moore. So in 1968, the Oakland A's moved west from Kansas City. They took up roots at the Coliseum. You probably drove right by it on your way here today. Brought with them their Oklahoma-born radio voice, Monty Moore. What a voice he has. From having called the team at their worst in KC, Monty brought those swinging A's to their fans during the greatest era, which included 3 World Series championships from 1972 through 74. I was such a big fan then. Monty Moore, you're fabulous. Congratulations, our sportscaster inductee.
Next envelope is for the category specialty. There it is. Okay. Hello, Barhof. No matter where you were by the bay, Lloyd Lindsay Young let you know what to expect weather-wise on News Talk KGO 810 during the station's long run at San Francisco's top station. His distinctive style and shtick stood out on KGO TV newscasts in the early 80s, and he was on KKSF-AM, who knew, from 2012 to 2016. He is one memorable broadcaster. Congratulations, Mr. Young.
No, congratulations. Wow. Okay, management. We do love management, despite what everybody thinks. We love management. And we've got a new inductee this year, Chuck Tweedle. So I got to tell you about Chuck, because under his guidance, Coit became one of the most consistently popular stations in the Bay Area. Still is, helping it earn both Crystal and Marconi Awards from the National Association of Broadcasters in 2003, as well as designation this year as the legendary station. Yep. They're the legendary station in the Radio Hall of Fame for this year, Bay Area. Chuck Tweedle, congratulations. You did your job.
Yeah. Chuck, Bobuck, Banana. Wait, let's see. In the engineer envelope, we find the name of Mike Schweitzer, a beloved name, an engineer who lived and breathed radio until his last days in 2011. He is said to have been involved in nearly every radio station in the Bay Area in one capacity or another. His love of radio extended into memorabilia, from station t-shirts and air checks to equipment, which helped to build the foundation for the Bay Area Radio Museum. We thank, congratulate, and miss Mike Schweitzer. The Bay Area Radio Hall of Fame Inductions Committee has voted to add several additional inductees to the class of 2023 under the banner Legends and Pioneers. That's what they were, huh, Lissa?
You guys, I can't believe I'm standing next to Ben Fong-Torres. Okay, okay, sorry. A dream come true. I couldn't sleep last night. Okay, we're starting with our legends now. Larry Brownell. He came to San Francisco from Buffalo, New York, with 3 other members of our Hall of Fame, Gene Nelson, Tommy Saunders, and Russ the Moose Syracuse. Yeah. They anchored the news at KYA beginning in the early 1960s, and then they continued into the 1990s at KSFO, KYA FM. Larry passed away in August of 2004, but always a legend, and now officially a legend. Larry Brownell.
KYA, San Francisco. Oh, speaking of which, listeners to KYA in the early 60s knew him as Johnny Raven, but a few years later he helped usher in the era of news talk radio at KGO, long before sports betting, as Les Crane. He interviewed celebrities in the city's coolest nightclub, The Hungry Eye. Les was also a network TV talk show host who went up against Johnny Carson, guess who won, and a Grammy winner for his 1971 recording of the poem Desiderata. He passed away in July 2008. Les Crane.
So Len just told me Les Crane was married to Tina Louise? Correct. And who's still alive, right, isn't she? Last member, still alive of Gilligan's Island. She's still shipwrecked. Still waiting to come on out. Join us here next year. Maybe she can. Okay. We got another legend right now. Sonny Buxton. Born in Seattle. He was a reporter, talk show host at KGO, but truly, in his element, he was playing jazz in nightclubs and on the radio. A certified hero of jazz, an honor he earned from the Jazz Journalists Association in 2013 for his work at KCSM. Sonny's also been an impresario and an ambassador for the music that has been part of his life for 8 decades. Sonny Buxton. There's a name from the past. What a legend, huh?
And speaking of jazz radio legends, Stan Dunn arrived at K-Jazz, based right here in Alameda, in 1967 and carried the venerable station through to its end in 1994 as its morning man, after which he fought to keep the spirit of K-Jazz alive online for listeners around the world. Stan also worked at the early incarnation of Easy Listening K-Fog, as well as KRON-FM. So, Stan Dunn, welcome.
So, Ben, have you been on the radio before? Because you got that voice.
Nope, never.
Okay. And you're available, right? Anybody still hiring? Okay.
I'll do internships.
He'll do internships. Okay, now another name from your past and our past, another great name. Bob Foster. So, in the days of yore, long before Google and Yahoo and all that, long before the internet, there were newspaper columnists that covered radio and TV, and there was nobody better than Bob Foster. His daily column in the San Mateo Times included interviews, news, criticism, and gossip about what was happening on Bay Area airwaves for more than 40 years. So yeah, Bob Foster, truly a legend.
Ron Reynolds' voice was his calling card at KEWB, KNEW, KNBR, and in later years at KCBS, where he anchored newscasts and could be heard throughout the day on the station's imaging. Ron also held another rare distinction. He introduced the Beatles on stage at the Cow Palace. Was that Lissa screaming? Okay. A belated scream from Lissa there for the Beatles. During their penultimate 1965 tour, Ron Reynolds passed away in February 2022. Ron.
Yeah, we didn't lose him that long ago. Everybody knew the Ron Reynolds voice, that's for sure. Well, so now we got John Hardy out of Mississippi. Studied stage and radio acting in Chicago. That's where he got his start in broadcasting. And after a stop in New Orleans, he came to the Bay Area in 1955. Working at San Francisco R&B pioneer K-San. You ever heard of K-San? And later he worked at Oakland's KDIA. He was also the first black DJ at KYA in the early 1970s. How about that? Later he was a popular personality at KSFO, and he passed away, July of 2002, so he's been gone for a while. Welcome to our official legends. How about that? John Hardy.
Speaking of KSAN, that was AM. We're also honored to have KSAN FM, a Hall of Fame legendary station, right here on our stage. But actually, over there by the bricks, they will tell you all you want to know about KSAN and the documentary about the station. Finally, we note that the legendary station for 2023 is 96.5 FM KOIT. For 5 decades, one of the Bay Area's most popular stations, one that even the boss agrees with. KOIT was honored along with its alumni at a special celebration earlier this year.
Many of these inductees are listening because we've been streaming this. Can we give them a big round of applause? This is the 2023 class of Barhof, and boy, did they all deserve it. Yay, yay, yay.
And finally, thanks to Len Shapiro and to David F. Jackson for supplying a lot of the information and blurbs. Thank you all very much. See you a little later.